The reasons that marijuana is illegal today are many and complicated.
The government and politicians have failed to listen to many, many government commissions that over the past 100 years have said that marijuana should not be criminalized.
The only powerful organized forces on the issue were those that were advocating for keeping it illegal.
Marijuana is illegal because there's a perception of harm behind it. People think it's so harmful that it must remain illegal for all people to use.
In the 1930s, I think there were some misunderstandings about marijuana. There are all kinds of side issues about whether we should encourage or discourage the hemp industry as opposed to maybe some other fibers. There are issues involving prohibition, which had just ended, and the question of how much competition do we want with this new beer and alcohol industry.
It was basically a corporate conspiracy that lives to this day. It's now grown to serve the purposes of the law enforcement community generally. It's a full employment for cops and all the people associated with that. What a waste of money.
It dates from a wave of complete hysteria and exaggerated propaganda back in the 1920s and 30s.
You know, the reason why it was made illegal is pretty clear when you look at the historical record of the reefer madness days. Totally racism, totally against immigration.
The origins were obviously in racism, and you also had the prohibition establishment, alcohol prohibition establishment that sort of found themselves out of work and were able to latch on to another substance that they could very easily demonize because people didn't really know what it was. They put a Spanish name on it, marijuana, which sounded quite scary to a lot of Americans, and were sort of able to demonize this and keep their network established and flourishing around a drug that people had a lot less experience with than they did with alcohol.
It's the easiest thing in the world for the police to concentrate on catching a cannabis user. It's much easier to detect someone smoking a joint in an alleyway than it is someone doing a line in a bathroom. And so it takes a very low level. It's what do they call the lowest fruit that gets